Shalom, Akims. This is your Hebrews like brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit. I'd like to give all praises and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us his truth, peace, and salutation to the hopeful elects. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is on Leviticus chapter 26, verse 23. If you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then what's going to happen? We're going to live. You see, we're going to do some cross references, precepts on this particular verse. I want to do some on here, and we got some verses, some precepts pertaining to that verse. Okay, we got quite a bit of them here. We're going to make this a short video. It's not going to be a long video. Just wanted to do a quick video right quick. This is starting off. This is Leviticus chapter 18, verse 4. Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances. And why do we do these things? Because in doing so, we're not being rebellious, we're being obedient by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, okay, and his ordinances with judgment, to walk therein, because these are righteous instructions on how to live. You see, remember, the laws, statutes, and commandments were given only to the Israelites. It was only given to us. It was not given to the rest of the world. You see, so the rest of the world, they can do whatever they want to do. The heathens and the Edomites, they can do whatever they want to do. Their judgment is already set. You see, it's for us to obey. You see, I am the Lord your God. You see, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 5. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and judgments, which if a man do, he shall live. You see that? He shall live. Because remember, John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that you obey and keep his commandments, and that his commandments are not grievous, they're not hard at all. You see, that's how we show Yahweh that we love him. You see? He shall live in them. I am the Lord. You see? Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 13. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God. That means obey his laws, statutes, and commandments. And to serve him with all your heart. You see? With all our heart and our mind, our heart of mind, and with all your soul. You see? Because remember, you can only worship the Lord in spirit. You see? Verse 14, that I will give you the rain of your land. You see? That means a great bountiful harvest. In his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thy oil. You see? Because the rain will come enough at the beginning and the end, the first and the last rain, makes it where for a bountiful harvest. You see? Verse 15, and I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, you see, to graze, that thou mayest eat and be full. Yahweh, Shem Yahushua. You see, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. You see, diligently. You see, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10. We do our due diligence to show the calling of our elections is assured. That due diligence means for you to be about your business with all energy, all efforts, hastening not, going forward, making sure without a doubt you're doing exactly what you need to do. Speedily. You see. To serve and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. You see? By obeying, by being obedient to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. You see? Thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. You see, that's all the people got to do. Take the time to hearken unto the Lord. Hear what the Lord is saying. Do what the Lord say do. Obey. Be obedient. You see, verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. You see, by being obedient. Verse 4. Blessed shalt thou be, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground. That means all that you try to do will be very fruitful and it'll work out just fine. And the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. You see? By doing what? By being obedient to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Verse 5. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. You see? It's our obedience that we show unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua by obeying his laws, statutes, and commandments, his ordinances. It's what gives us life. You see? I want to take this time to remind you to press the like button. Okay, press that like button. Go ahead and press that like button. That helps out for the algorithms of the YouTube channel. And also, press the subscription button. Press that subscription button. Go ahead and press the subscription button, because by doing so, and press the notification bell, that helps you to receive special notification alerts each time that I release a new video for your spiritual edification. Let's go to verse 6. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. You see? Hold on for a second. Let me go in here. I'm smelling. I got something cooking at the same time. Ain't there something? I don't want it to burn either. Okay. Turn it down. Now, okay. Now this is verse 7. Okay, this is verse 7. The Lord shall come. No, the Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. You see? See, all this is because we take the time to obey Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commandments, and keep thy precepts. You see, the Lord stands up for us. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. You see? Because it's the power and will and the authority of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 8. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouse, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. That means no matter what we do. Because when we're in the kingdom, all that we set out to do, we will do. We will do and achieve. It's going to be different than like when we're here on earth now. But like here on earth now, you try to do something, it may work out, it may not. You know, you're subject to fail. You don't have to worry about that in the kingdom. In the kingdom, all that we do will be a success. Everything that we do will be a success. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. You see? Verse 9, the Lord shall establish thee in holy people unto himself. That's what he has done, because we are special people. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through 6. I do believe that is. As he had sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God. You see? By doing so, we can look forward to much favor, blessings, and all sorts of manners of things in the goodness of the Lord, and walk in his way. You see? Walk in the way of the Lord. You see? For his way is good. This is the way. Walk ye in it. This is the way. Walk ye in it. Verse 10. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, Yahweh, and they shall be afraid of thee. You see? Verse 11. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods. You see, that means give us much. In the fruit of thy body, and that means good health, and in the fruit of thy cattle. You see? That's our wares. And in the fruit of thy ground. That means all that we grow. You see? Esau, he don't want us to grow anything. He don't want us to have any land, because then we're able to grow and cultivate things and be independent of the system. You see? And Esau is Edom. He don't want us to be independent of the system. That means we won't need his behind. You see? In the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers to give thee. Verse 12. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasures. You see? The heaven to give the rain unto thee, to thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. You see? Because we'll have plenteous. You see? But because of doing what thing? Obeying Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commandments with judgments. Verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. You see? But that's by giving us this knowledge. You see? This knowledge and wisdom. And thou shalt be above only, never below. You get that? Never below. Above only. Above only. That means in all situations and in all things. And thou shalt not be beneath. You see? You see? And that's in all things. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God. You see? So we stay steadfast on that, which I command thee this day to observe and to do. You see? You see? Verse 14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods, to serve them. You see, these are the things that we shall not do, because we got to keep our minds concentrated on the Lord, on the word, you see, on things which are above, you see. Philippians chapter 3, verse 15, you see. Joshua chapter 23, verse 14. And behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth, and ye know in all your hearts and in all your souls that not one thing had failed of all the good things which the Lord your God spake concerning you. All are come to pass unto you, and not one thing had failed. You see, not one thing thereof. You see, because the Lord's word is sure. You can count on the Lord's word. You see, the Lord is always on point. Verse 15. Therefore, it shall come to pass that as all good things are come upon you, which the Lord your God promised you. So shall the Lord bring upon you all evil things, you see, by not obeying, until he have destroyed you from off this good land, which the Lord your God has given you. You see, that's because of being disobedient. That's why you got to be obedient. You got to be obedient. We're going to read a few more of these and close it out. Judges chapter 2, verse 1. And an angel of the Lord came up from Gilgal, to Bochim, and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and have brought you unto the land which I swore unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you. You see, the Lord has made it sure and strong to our understanding that he is our God and we are his people. That's why we are to be obedient to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Because it is for us to do. Moses came down off from the mountain with the laws, statutes, and commandments. There was no other peoples out there other than the nation of Israel. You see? So it is for us to be obedient. You see? Judges chapter 2, verse 2. And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye shall have not obeyed my voice. Why have ye done this? You see, that's disobedience. Psalm chapter 81, verse 12. So I gave them up unto their own hearts, lust, and they walked in their own counsel. That means they lied to themselves, and the Lord let them lie to themselves and let them walk in the counsel of their own understanding, which is destroyed understanding. You see, verse 13. Oh, that my people had hearkened unto me. You see, and Israel had walked in my ways. You see, if only our people would do that. If only they would do that, everything would be just fine. Verse 14. I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries. You see, verse 15. The haters of the Lord should have submitted themselves unto him. If they want the Lord to give them salvation, but their time should have endured forever. You see? Forever. And all this. Psalm chapter 81, verse 16. He should have fed them also with the finest of the wheat, and with honey out of the rock. Should I have satisfied thee? You see? Thus saith the Lord. You see? And we have to make sure we have come into understanding of what the word is telling us. It's real simple. Be obedient and obey. Be obedient and obey. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 19. If ye be willing to, if ye be willing and obedient. That's what it says. See there? If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. You see? It's real. And I was just saying that. If people would just be obedient. And it clearly states it right here. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 19. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. The Lord makes it clear. If our people would just listen, be obedient. That's all. Be obedient. Isaiah chapter 48, verse 18. Oh, that thou hadst hearkened to my commandments, then had thy peace been as a river, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea. You see? Calm and relaxing. Verse 19. The seed also had been as the sand, and the offspring of thy bowels like the gravel thereof. His name should not have been cut off nor destroyed from before me. You see? We're going to read a few more of these and we're going to close it out. Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. This is the Lord speaking. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. You see? Matthew chapter 7, verse 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. You see? And so we're going to go ahead and close the video out right there. Okay, Lord's willing that you will edify by today's lesson. And also, let me take the time to remind you to press the like button. Go ahead and press that like button and press the subscription button. That helps out for the algorithms of the YouTube channel and allows you to receive special notification alerts each time that I release a new video for your spiritual edification. Tawada. And also, hopefully you were provoked to thought, and hopefully you've seen some precepts in this video that can help you put together a video so that you may be able to feed the sheep. As good shepherds of the Lord, our job is to feed the sheep. As always, feed the sheep. So I'd like to take the time to go ahead and give all praises and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elects. Shalom to the hopeful elects.